Diego, which opens June 4th and features Owen Wilson and George Lopez. Put it right in there, Marmaduke. Wonder if he's a southpaw. Let's hear it for Marmaduke with our ceremonial first pitch. Delivering tonight's game ball to the mound, please welcome 6-year-old Michael Padilla from San Diego.
Home run in his 5 starts here at Petco Park. So we're set for that opening pitch. Let's look first at our pitching matchup tonight here at Petco Park. A pair of left-handers, John Lennon for the Nationals. He's 1-2. That ERA up there, and in fact, opposing hitters have hit over 300 on the season against Lennon. And for Clayton Richard, trying to improve on his 4-2 mark. And our pitching matchup is brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Twin threes on his back. Clayton Richard, the Hoosier with the big smile. A southpaw ready to go after the Senators tonight. Out on the concourse here at Petco Park, fans getting their pregame vittles and libations ready. It's almost game time, and a reminder, some pitchers, like Richard, throw heat. Well, Corky's throws heat at termites. Find out about Corky's Totally Green Heat treatment today. Richard, 25 years young. Actually, he's now 26. Lannon, 25. From McCutcheon, Indiana, just outside Lafayette, Indiana, the home of the Purdue Boilermakers. And as you all know, a former quarterback at the University of Michigan, but caught behind Chad Henne. And our starting pitcher profile brought to you by the Mark Condos, luxurious downtown San Diego condos from the 300,000s. Go to themarksandiego.com. Well, the real testimony to his consistency has been in 9 starts. He's allowed 3 runs or less every outing. Now let's take a look at the batting lineup for the Washington Nationals. Lineup brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Niger Morgan, Christian Guzman, Adam Dunn. He's a former footballer too. Ryan Zimmerman hits cleanup. Josh Willingham, then Ian Desmond. Justin Maxwell bats 7th. Will Nieves, former Padre, behind the plate hitting 8th, and John Lannon on the mound. Niger Morgan leads it off, and the first pitch of the game swings outside, ball 1. Interesting story. This young guy at the age of 16 left home to play junior hockey in Canada with Regina a couple of years, junior league, and then went to Walla Walla Junior College. You know Walla Walla, Tony Gwynn, for a couple of years before signing a baseball contract. And Richard falls behind 3-0, and one of the strengths of his game this year has been he has not allowed a lot of walks.
This is not the guy you want to lead the game off with a walk.
Pours that one in.
Morgan's their leadoff guy. He can run.
Quick working Richard throws another fastball strike. 3-2. He's their best threat to steal as well. Morgan last year combined had 42. Playing at Pittsburgh before traded to Washington.
I thought he was one of the first pieces of the turnaround for Washington. They got him from Pittsburgh. Put him out in center field, put him in the leadoff spot.
Chopper to first. Richard has to hurry, and he just does beat Morgan, who goes in head first. One away, and a look at the Padres defensive lineup, brought to you by Tiger Turf, world's best-selling synthetic turf. Visit mytigerturf.com today. Headley and Harrison on the left side. Everett Cabrera has been placed back on the 15-day disabled. That hamstring acting up again. Eckstein at second, Gonzalez at first. Salazar starts in left with Denorfi in center. Venable the right fielder. The battery of Richard and Torrealba. Padres have recalled Lance Zawatsky from Portland to replace Cabrera. And the first pitch to Christian Guzman, the leading hitter in the National League, 327. Lance, I don't know if you take a red eye on short notice, but he got here fast.
You do.
Ground ball pulled to Headley on one hop. Across to Gonzalez, and 2 quick outs. That's got to be, there are a lot of nice calls in life. But when you get that ring and says, they want you to go back to the big leagues, son.
That one is unexpected, too. And, he'd been here once, been sent back, and now the call comes in. And you pack your bag quick and you get to the airport. Hey, who could turn down coming to San Diego?
That's right. Well, his last trip here, about 10 days, and he chipped in on a couple of big wins.
Yep.
First pitch to Adam Dunn, the power hitting first baseman. 30 years of age, University of Texas. There are his numbers, 10 home runs to lead the team. High fly ball. Denorfia in center, cruising into left center, calls off the left fielder, and Salazar bumps him, but Denorfia able to handle the ball, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Padres come up with Venable, Eckstein, and Gonzalez in the bottom of the first. Watch out. Tim Timmons and this umpiring crew calling out both Riggleman and Black, the two managers, and they're going over the scorecards. Apparently some confusion. We've had that up in Seattle over the weekend. I think it was over Headley and Hundley, but that isn't the situation tonight.
Well, I know from a coaching standpoint, I've made mistakes. I've made mistakes and had it cost me. So
yeah, the other manager or coach sits on it until you score a run, and then he protests, and it can really cost you, can't it?
Yep.
I think no damage done here.
Yeah, I don't think so, because they called both managers out. Usually when you make a mistake, they call one out, or one will walk out and bring it to the attention of the home plate umpire.
Interesting what that might be. Well, let's look at our starting pitcher, John Lannon, former Siena College graduate. The starting pitcher profile brought to you by the all-new Cadillac SRX. It's the Cadillac of crossovers. At ERA too high, 5.55, and the opposing batting average, encouraging for the Padres who are trying to break out, 3.01.
Yeah, and for a sinker baller like Lannon is, you know, the number of hits, the batting average, usually he's going to be down in the zone. Yep.
And Riggleman back out is still not convinced they've sorted out whatever the difficulty may have been.
Bob Davidson over, joking around with Torrey Alba in the Padre dugout. But
there's our umpiring crew for this weekend series. And here's where you wish you had that power microphone to listen in.
Yeah.
It's obviously more complicated than one might expect.
It must be. They're all talking about it. And, we've only had 3 hitters hit, Morgan, Guzman, and Dunn.
And they were on the official scorecard that we received in that order. A fan yelled out, "Hey, it can't be that hard." I agree.
And because it's taken so long, I'm sure this is going to be one of those that where it's relayed upstairs to the press box to let us know what exactly is going on. Jim Cheetah's headed to the phone. And he's making that call.
So that is the communication up to the press box, so that if there has been some umpiring decision, we'll know about it.
I'm like the fans. I'm interested to find out what exactly are they down there talking about.
What's your guess?
I'm looking at the lineups. I don't think it's a lineup issue. I don't think. The Padres scorecard. Well, let's see. That might be the National side. Meanwhile, John Lannon's standing on the mound here for a few extra minutes. Decides he's going to take some extra warm-up tosses, which is probably a smart move.
Well, they were up in San Francisco, the Washington Nationals. They had an umpiring decision on an instant replay on a ball hit by Adam Dunn, whether or not it was a home run or not. And on checking the TV replay, they learned that it was not a home run, and he had already stopped at second base. Had homered early in the game. I mean, some of the filibusters in Washington don't last this long. Oh, there's the error. They have Russell as the starting pitcher. Goodness. Russell is long gone. He's gone to Portland. I guess a Freudian slip. that Russell, after yesterday, was sent down so that they might activate Sean Gallagher from the disabled list.
Now that would mean, I mean, that's the lineup card. That means the official lineup turned into the umpires must have had Russell on.
So the game is being played under protest by Jim Riggleman, in that Russell indeed was the official lineup card given to the umpires. And that obviously because there was so much happening today with Cabrera going on the DL. There's a broken bat looper to short by Venable for the first down. So here is the Padres lineup, brought to you by Alpine Rock and Block. Start your next backyard project with Alpine Rock and Block. Venable, Eckstein, Gonzalez, Headley. The first four familiar. Torrealba bats fifth. Salazar on left hitting sixth. Jerry Hairston, the hero, two of the wins against the Cardinals. Chris DeNorfia bats eighth, and Clayton Richard ninth. You can see there is the card. That's a copy of the card that went to the umpires, and that's in the Padre dugout. Yep. And indeed, they had Russell listed as the starting pitcher. Now, the protest. What's going to be accomplished by protesting this? If the Padres win, it'll go to the league office, and they'll say they won with an illegal lineup. Ground ball up the middle. Second baseman Guzman to Dunn for the second out.
I would think so. I don't know if they're going to win the protest, but when that lineup card comes out, I think the determining factor here is probably the fact they sent Russell out. If Russell was in the bullpen, for instance,
they might have made him come in and pitch.
I think that's what might have happened. They might have had him come in and pitch, but the fact that he was sent out to AAA today, as far as the umpires are concerned, they, I guess, can let it go.
But Riggleman has certainly the full right to protest as Gonzalez steps in. Adrian hitting just 198 at Petco this year, 333 on the road. That disparity is puzzling. How about you? Did you hit better at home?
I think I did. I don't know what the numbers would say, but obviously you tailor your stroke to the ballpark you're going to play the majority of games in.
3-0 to Adrian.
Adrian's a guy that uses the whole field. He's got power to all fields.
Leading the team in walks with 32. 3-1 now. His slugging percentage at home for him, 321. On the road, 609. Easy chopper out to the second baseman, playing out on the right field grass. And Guzman takes care of a couple of Padres here in the first. A 1-2-3 story. Top of the second, it'll be Zimmerman, Willingham, and Desmond for the Nats. Both sides out in order in the first inning. Strike on the outside corner, barked by Tim Timmons. What's interesting, we got a peek of the lineup card on the wall of the Washington dugout, and it was correct.
Yeah.
It had Richard as the starter. You know, Richard Russell, you know, and Adam Russell in the minds of the Padres coaching staff. And there's the national card, and you see Richard there down bottom right, the San Diego lineup. They had it right in their dugout. So there's a pitch that just angles over the inside corner and catches Ryan Zimmerman. As Ernie Harwell would say, like a house along the side of the road, just standing there.
That's a pretty good pitch right there. Fastball inside. Torrealba set up right under his knuckles. Zimmerman backed away from that confidently that was ball one, but
Josh Willingham batting .285. He leads Washington in RBIs with 31, 9 home runs. Those three guys in the middle of the order. You got Dunn with 10 home runs, Zimmerman with 8, Willingham with 9.
What's the remake of this Washington Nationals ball club? Zimmerman is a guy that they drafted. Dunn they signed as a free agent. Willingham traded for.
Right back through the middle, deflected by Richard. 2 Eckstein, 1-4-3 to put up. Brings up Ian Desmond, the shortstop. We watched this Desmond take batting practice, some early batting practice today. He's huge for a shortstop.
You know, talking to some of the Nationals people today, you know, he was a guy that they kind of rushed through their system. And now, you know, kind of struggled. And they really feel like he's got superstar shortstop written all on him.
Not as big as Kyle Blanks, but when he was taking batting practice, he said, I said, who is this guy? And he said, he's our shortstop. He's shortstop. And he's built like a power outfielder. You know, he's a big swing bat, and he hit a couple out into the upper deck and left. Easy comebacker, and Richard has retired the first 6. Not Russell, but Richard, 6 in a row. Coronado Islands, Coronado Beach, by the way. Did you see where it was voted the 3rd ranked beach in the nation by the Florida International University's Lab for Coastal Research? Number 3, Coronado Beach. Number 1, Southampton, New York. Cooper's Beach there on Long Island. But indeed, just one of the many outstanding traits of our community. Ground ball by Headley to the shortstop, and across goes Desmond for the first out. And so far, Landon and Richard matching pitch for pitch, easy outs. The defense for Washington brought to you by Tiger Turf. Tiger up your lawn with Tiger Turf. Visit mytigerturf.com tonight. Zimmerman, Desmond, Guzman, and Dunn around the horn. Willingham in left, Morgan in center, Maxwell in right, and the battery of Lannon and Nieves. 3 straight ground ball outs after the pop out by Venable. And here's Torrealba. So we looked up your home and your road batting average career. Where do you think it's? There's a 9-point difference.
It's higher at home.
343 at home, 334 on the road.
Okay.
Man knows his history, doesn't he? That one sliced down the right field line and fair. Down into the corner by the 322 sign. Torrealba streaking into second, and with a slide, the double. First hit of the game, ringing double by Torrealba, going the other way, and that's where he's done his best hitting of late.
And that's a nice job of hitting right there. He got a sinker down in the zone, away, doesn't try to pull it, goes right with it, lines it into the corner for a double. And really, against a guy like Landon, that's what you got to be willing to do. He's going to change speeds. Balls most times are going to be down in the zone, and that's not a very difficult ball to go the other way with.
So Salazar and Hairston will have a chance to give the Padres the early lead. A strike to Oscar Salazar, 233 average, seeking his 5th RBI of the season. Popped up. Shortstop Desmond. And there's 2 away.
Nice change up there by Landon. Got him out on the front foot. Salazar out in front of that. Pops it up.
Well, the Padres in that St. Louis Cardinals series had 27 occasions to bring in a man in scoring position. They were 2 for 27, and yet they still won 2 out of 3.
And again, it's a testament to their pitching and defense. They, 2 games back to back, 1-0. You go 2 for 27. Chances are you're not going to win games. They were still able to win 2 of 3.
And they won 2 games on 3 runs. 2 of the runs on home runs by this man, Jerry Hairston. Friday night crowd out on the park, in the park. Ground ball sharply, but right at the third baseman. Zimmerman across to Dunn, and the inning is over. So another man stranded in scoring position. Wasted double by Torrealba. No score after 2. Opponent's history is brought to you by VA Home Loan Centers. No money down, government insured home loans. Call 888-833-9363. 24-24 are the Nationals this year. They're 5th in the National League East, but only 3 games out of first as the first pitch. Justin Maxwell hits way up there, and Eckstein takes care of it.
It looked like that was going to come out of his glove right at the end there, but already you're seeing hitters being aggressive. They know both guys are going to be in the strike zone, looking for something to hit and swinging the bat early.
Catcher Nieves steps in, hitting .206. Well, they're rebuilding, 5th year, the Nationals, after a couple of 100 lost seasons. They seem much improved, and soon to report to the big club, Steven Strasburg. And the excitement about that big right-hander from San Diego State. I mean, people can't wait to find out when's he coming. I want to buy a ticket.
I'm kind of anxious, too. I want to see what he's going to do. I want to see, pitch against the best hitters in the world and see if he can have the same kind of success.
One and one. Was he heavily recruited?
No. Not at all. He wasn't. I mean, Stanford, he wanted to go to Stanford. And, couldn't get into Stanford. Decided to stay at home. And, boy, are we glad he did.
Out of play. 1 and 2.
Nationals drafted him number 1. Obviously, the Nationals have done a really good job with their draft. Another one of their first-round draft picks last year, Drew Storm, a relief pitcher with the Nationals, has made it to the big leagues already.
That one's looped over the head of Gonzalez and into right field, where Venable was shaded toward the line. So a soft single to right is the first hit by the Nationals tonight. Steven Strasburg, what's about 6'5", is he?
6'5", about 225, and
that's Uncle Charlie's a little tough there.
And the highlights we're showing, this is probably the worst game he had all of last year with the game he pitched here at Petco. Fastball, 3-pitch guy, fastball, slider, change, throws them all for strikes. Fastballs, high 90s, almost 100. Very polished for a young pitcher.
Landon up there to sacrifice, and he bunts it to third hard. Headley has a play at second. Back to first. Double play! Oh, my. Quick fielding by Headley, and a turn by Eckstein to complete the double play. And there's that defense of the Padres shining again. 5, 4, 3. San Diego Padres baseball brought to you by Lolita's at the Park. You can enjoy a wonderful evening there. Happy hour 7 days a week. And by Irving Hughes, life is a lease. Negotiate well. Let's go back to that sacrifice attempt that's turned into a double play. think if you're keeping score at home, the numbers are going to be altered as we do more on defense. Brought to you by the Home Depot. Headley to 6 to Hairston to Eckstein. So 5-6-4 is the double play. Now that's filling the bases. Well done. So our defense brought to you by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
We talked about their defense at the beginning. I mean, there it is. Textbook execution. Lannon got the bunt down, but Headley's right there to Hairston, to Eckstein covering first base. And you wonder why the Padres are having success right now is pitching and defense. And we saw a great example of that.
But Lannon, the pitcher, the play is to bunt to the first baseman, not to the third baseman. So he set it up for the Padre defense. Nevertheless, the execution was terrific. Here's Denorfia batting .286 in his limited time up with a big club. Richard, the pitcher, good hitting pitcher, and then Venable in the third.
Both pitchers pounding the strike zone. Pounding the strike zone with a good sinker.
Bob Scanlon pointing out on the pregame show that Lannon's had trouble with the first man to bat in each inning, a .349 average. But so far so good tonight. But he's fallen behind 3-1 to the center fielder of the Padres.
Well, against a guy like Lannon, you got to be patient. You can't.
Pops him up. Shallow and right. Maxwell. One away.
And there's an example of 3-1. You're heading to count. Fastball, hitting count, looking for a fastball. And like we saw Torrealba do, like we saw Nevis do for Washington. That's a ball that he takes a little bit off of, and if you try to do too much with it, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be out in front, and you're going to pop a lot of balls up.
Clayton Richard, a couple of doubles in 13 trips as a hitter. Wade LeBlanc almost helping himself out yesterday with the bases loaded. Hit a long shot to the warning track and right. Yeah, bunted out in front of the plate. And Richard out by a stride, 1-3. This SAP telecast is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Get more fruit in your diet with a Hawaiian teriyaki chicken sandwich. Will Venable, he popped a short, leading off the first inning. Nationals, after a good start this year on the road, have struggled of late. They've lost 7 of their last 8 away from home. There's a strike. In that very tightly contested National League East, while they're tied for last place with Florida, they're only 3 behind the leaders, the Phils. Padres start tonight 2 ahead of the Dodgers, 3 in front of Colorado, and 3.5 back are the Giants. So both divisions very contentious.
Yeah, and surprising. I think most people picked Philly to win the whole thing in the National League, or didn't think anybody would really challenge them in the National League East. And the other teams are challenging them.
There's a line drive, base hit to right field. Venable just reaching out, a nice simple swing, didn't overswing at it. A change up, and he kind of reset himself.
He did. He kind of was able to keep his hands on the plane. See a little change up, and you see he just is out in front of this pitch, but he keeps the barrel head in the zone. Kind of throws the barrel at it and flips it over Guzman's head for a base hit.
Venable, a threat to steal, leads the Padres with 12. San Diego tied for the major league lead, stolen bases with 54, tied with Tampa Bay. Boy, Tampa Bay, everything, pitching, hitting, stealing bases, defense. Oh, they got him picked off. But he's called out, and boy, that was close. He made it close. He likes to go on the first move, and of course the scouting reports certainly will note that. And in this case, Venable caught, got a little dust in his eyes as he made that head first slide. End of the third. Leadoff man Niger Morgan grounded to the first baseman Gonzalez. A very close play at first. And that's a strike. And that, we're going to show you that Venable being picked off again with his sprint and reach and where the tag was made. And you could make an argument for Venable escaping the pickoff and stealing second. But it's almost an automatic out. The ball beats you there after you're picked off. Check swing foul just over the Washington dugout.
Richard ran a good fastball after a steady diet of stuff out over the plate. Ran that fastball in on Nigel Morgan's hands.
He gets on his hands again, and next time there, quick throw to get him. Well, that whole confusion about the lineup cards, and Mark Neely is on the spot. What have you found out, Mark?
Well, Dick, Tony, what I found out, I talked to Chris Jones, who is a Major League Baseball umpire supervisor, and he tells me that it just basically becomes an unannounced substitution, and the only consequence is the pitcher who's listed on the lineup card then becomes ineligible for that game. But in this instance, it's Adam Russell, who technically is not on the roster anymore because he was sent down to AAA Portland. Now, there also is a segment in the rulebook 4.01 that says in the commentary section that is that if there is an obvious error on the scorecard or on the lineup card, that the umpire should allow the team to be able to correct that, but before the game. So the main thing is this, guys, Padre fans, the protest really does not have a leg to stand on.
Hairston's throw hits the runner. They weren't going to get him anyway, and Gonzalez didn't have a chance to go over and field the ball. An infield hit, the first of this inning, second of the game, as Guzman got it by Headley, and after that it was a tough play for Hairston.
Oh, nice pitch by Richard.
Go ahead, finish, Mark, your thought.
Well, Dick, I think there was some concern for Padre fans that even if the Padres won this game, that the game could be protested and would be protested, and if won by the Nationals, that it would have to be replayed again. But again, from the word I'm getting from Chris Jones, the Major League umpire supervisor, is that he doesn't feel that this protest has any leg to stand on, that it's simply an unannounced substitution, and that really the Padres have nothing to fear here.
All right, thanks, Mark.
You bet, anytime.
I still wonder, really why Riggs brought it to the umpire's attention in the first inning. That's okay. You have the wrong name on the lineup card. Why don't you wait until Richard pitches, comes to bat or does something, gets you out of a tough inning. Maybe you have an opportunity to score a run. I don't know.
Adam Dunn, the hitter. High, pop fly into shallow left center. DeNorfia calling off Salazar for the second out. Twice Dunn has hit the ball to center field. Almost the same play. That one even higher.
And this time, as DeNorfia put his hand up, Salazar took a look because they almost collided on the first fly ball by Adam Dunn. And this time, see DeNorfia put his hand out, and you see Salazar, okay, I'm going to back off. Able to make the play. That's your quarterback out in the outfield, center fielder.
Ryan Zimmerman called out on strikes his first time up. 301 is batting average. 8 home runs and 25 runs batted in. And he's the poster player for the Washington Nationals media guide. He was the Rawlings Gold Glove winner last year and the Silver Slugger Award at third base. 1-1.
And as good as it gets at third base defensively. I mean, he makes all the plays. Goes in the hole, down the line. The throw, play the bunt play, the bare hand pickup. I mean, this guy is going to win a few more Gold Gloves before his career is over.
2-1. Just 25 years of age. Former Cavalier at the University of Virginia. He was their top pick.
Again, the job the Nationals have done with that first pick. Zimmerman, who drafted Strasburg last year, have the first pick again this year.
3-1. So Richard working delicately to Zimmerman, the cleanup man for Washington. 2 outs, man at first. Hitters count 3-1. And the walk. 18th time he's walked this year. So 2 on with 2 out for Washington. They get their first man in scoring position. Josh Willingham. He was out on the deflected ball through the box. 1-4-3, his first time up. High fly, center field. That's hit well. DeNorfia giving ground, giving ground, giving ground. It's gone. A 3-run home run by Josh Willingham to straightaway center field. Did that ball ever carry?
Well, Willingham jumped on a first pitch fastball. Got it out over the plate.
Number 10 this year for Willingham as he knocks in 3 runs, 34 now to lead the Nationals.
Nice short stroke. And you see DeNorfia trying to get back there.
First pitch hunting, and Desmond grounds to second, and the inning is over, but the damage done. A single, a walk, and a long blast to center. It's 3-0 Nationals. Farmers Insurance. To find a Farmers agent, call 800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com, because ready feels good. And on this date 5 years ago, the Padres beat the Giants 5-3. It was their 19th win in the month of May, a new club record for wins in May. And they went on to collect 3 more for 22 5 seasons ago in May. Their all-time club high for a month. Well, they need some runs now, trailing 3-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning, thanks to Josh Willingham's long home run to center field. Three and 0 to Eckstein. That's something you don't want to do if you're John Lennon, is get a 3-run lead and turn around and walk the leadoff man.
Yeah. Well, that's how you're going to get back in this if you're the Pods, too. Is now you got to make him work.
He's walked 26 men in 58 innings. None tonight. Eckstein making him throw another strike. Grounded to second his first time up. That's a broken bat. Base hit right on the line. Rolling down into the corner, and Eckstein will jog into second with a broken bat double. Well measured. Right on the chalk. A couple of doubles for the Padres tonight. Torrealba with one earlier.
Did a good job. Ahead of the count 3-0. Works it takes 2 to 3-2, and it makes a good pitch. Gets in on him, breaks his bat, but Eckstein able to get it just inside the line and left field for a double, and the Padres, man in scoring position, a chance to chip away at this lead.
13th double this year for Eckstein. He leads the team. And Eckstein now has hit safely in 15 of the last 19 games. Might have caught the eye of Rick Eckstein, who's over in the other dugout. His brother, older brother by a couple of years. They played at the University of Florida together, and Rick Eckstein is the hitting coach for the Nationals.
You talk about a happy guy to be in San Diego today. Rick Eckstein wanted to get to that beach as soon as possible.
2-0 to Gonzalez, so out goes the catcher Nieves to talk with Landon. We think that certainly there's some familiarity in facial construction there. That's the older brother. Two 2-0. Gonzalez waits. Just on the corner. Ball had a lot of movement. Gonzalez looking for his 28th RBI of the season. Second baseman way out in right field. There's a line drive, base hit right center field. That'll get Eckstein home. Gonzalez takes a turn, and fast fielding by Morgan in center holds it to a long single. It's 3-1.
Good job by Adrian Gonzalez there. Got to pitch up. There's a line it in the right center field for a base hit to drive in Eckstein.
28th RBI to lead the club.
That ball's up and in the middle of the plate. Adrian, a nice smooth swing right there. Lines it in the right center field.
Here's Headley. Another broken bat. Watch out. Well, the third baseman, Zimmerman, didn't know which way to go. The ball was to his right. The bat was to his left. Then he decided, I think I'll get away from the bat.
Safety first.
And another Maple is mashed here in this 2010 season. And it has become increasingly obvious that with all these broken bats, why do they continue to use them? The why is they're still getting enough distance. We see so many base hits off a broken bat. Even when it's shattered like that, if you know, the rare time you'd break an ash bat totally in half, you wouldn't get any action on it.
No, I only did that once where it broke completely in half.
One time in your whole career.
One time where I've cracked them, hit a ball, and most of them are hitters' faults. But with Maple, you can actually square a ball up, hit it on the best part of the wood, and have it break. And from a hitting standpoint, why would you want to take a chance hitting the ball square and having the bat break?
Headley right back to the mound. It could be two. To the second baseman for one, and a double play. 1-4-3 as Headley bounces into another twin killing. Here is the bat, the remnants of it, and how it just seems to be a matter of time before that becomes a weapon that injures a player. It seems inevitable, doesn't it?
I'm looking at that one almost. That looks like ash to me.
Oh.
And that's one of those that normally you see the ball mark on there, that blue ball mark. That's not where you're supposed to hit a baseball. That's not where you're supposed to hit the baseball bat. It's supposed to be more down towards the name. And when you don't square a ball up with a wood bat, that's what's going to happen.
Torrealba doubled into the right field corner his first time up. Double by Eckstein to lead off the inning. A RBI single Gonzalez, but he's wiped out on the double play. And now the count 2-1. The Padre catcher. Padres get one back here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Torrealba trying to work his way on. 3-1.
I did before with a label, a little square on the. That one didn't have it.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Oh my, how hurtful that double play by Headley as Torrealba keeps the inning alive. His second hit.
Yeah, nice job by Torrealba. He's singled to right field, and this one he takes right back up the middle.
Oscar Salazar representing the tying run here in the fourth. It's due to hit a long one. Popped to short his first at bat. Infield hit a walk and a 3-run homer by Willingham in the top half of the inning for Washington. Now 3 hits, but only 1 run home for the Padres in the bottom of the fourth. Two and 0.
Man, last time in this situation, Salazar was ahead in the count, and Lannon changed speeds on him, got him out in front, and got him to pop up to shortstop.
Landon, the opening day pitcher for the Nationals, lays that one in there at 82. So he threw him a change on the hitter's count.
Well, it gives you that good arm action. The ball comes out, it gives you all that arm action. Looks like a fastball.
That's popped down the right field line, sailing back into the crowd. Two and 2 to Oscar Salazar. First of our 3-game series. 5:35 tomorrow night. Matt Latos and J.D. Martin scheduled to go for the Nationals. Ground ball pulled. Oh, what a stop by Zimmerman at third. The throw is in the dirt, and safe is Salazar, and safe back at second, Torrealba. Great play by Zimmerman, but that would have been a rare put out should he have gotten a strike across to Dunn to get Salazar. So 4 hits in the inning.
I thought it was amazing he just even got to this ball. Good pitch is right down the line. You see Zimmerman lay out, tries to get a one-hop throw over to first base, but see why he won that Gold Glove last year. He comes up with that, but Dunn had to come off the bag. Salazar gets a base hit.
Jerry Hairston then with 2 on 2 out. He hit the ball hard the first time up, but directly at Zimmerman. Strike one. A double, RBI single, but then the rally killing double play, 1-4-3. Cleans up the bases, and then back-to-back singles by Torrealba and Salazar. So 2 out, 2 on, 2 down. San Diego, 3-1 Washington. Another strike on the inside corner. Lannon ahead on the count, 2 strikes. Line but fouled down into the right field corner.
Those guys rolling through the first 3 innings of this game. Landed through only 26 pitches through the first 3 innings, and now that is 27th. So the Padres have done a good job of being a little bit more patient and waiting him out, moving the ball around, not necessarily just going up there trying to pull the ball off of him.
2-strike pitch. And time called, no pitch, as Hairston had called time and received it from Tim Timmons, the plate umpire. Torrealba at second, Salazar the tying run at first.
The sinker. One mistake he does not want to make right here is getting the ball elevated. Hairston has shown that he can hit the ball out of the ballpark, but got his average up to 239, and I think he's really thinking about hitting the ball to right center field first.
Oh, another broken bat. That one's shattered. And an easy put out at first. So an inning that showed so much promise gets 1 run out of 4 hits, and it's 3-1 Washington. The mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. Do you need more space for a new guest? Visit MurrayLampert.com to see how easy and affordable a room addition or a second story can be. Clayton Richard giving up his first home run here at Petco Park in 5 starts this season in the last inning to Josh Willingham. This is Justin Maxwell. Right fielder popped to second his first time up. He's only 4 for 30 on the season. 1-2.
After a good changeup had Maxwell out in front, he comes back with the fastball.
He went around, strike 3. That's just the first strikeout, second rather, for Richard.
See Richard getting in rhythm, working quickly, and looked like a cut fastball. Torrealba wanted that ball down in the zone, and he got it and got the strikeout.
Dave, as the catcher looped a single to right his first time up. This one off the head of the bat. Richard bobbles it, but keeps it right there in front of him. And it's a quick out. Another Q goes up on the scoreboard out there in right field for quick outs. Don't miss the 2010 MLB All-Star Fan Fest, July 9 through 13 at the Anaheim Convention Center. Fan Fest, as you may know, is the world's largest interactive baseball theme park, and you can bring the entire family. You can participate, get free autographs, baseball clinics, autographs, more. So visit MLB.com for your MLB All-Star Fan Fest tickets. Pitcher Lannon is up and takes a strike. He tried to sacrifice his first time up and bunted into that unusual 5-6-4 double play. Two and one. Foul tip. Clayton Richard, one of the quickest working pitchers in the major leagues. He rarely gives a quick shake of the sign. Back he goes to work.
Yeah, he doesn't waste a whole lot of time. And that last fastball, 93, best fastball of the night.
Chopped the right side. Eckstein to Gonzalez, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 innings in the book. Washington 3, San Diego 1. Nationals at 5:35. The first 25,000 of you will take home your own Chase Headley bobblehead presented by Welk Resorts. Visit Padres.com. Get your tickets tonight or come out here to Petco tomorrow. Enjoy the Padres and Nationals and collect the Chase Headley bobblehead doll. Any of you enjoyed taking home the David Eckstein doll? So many young faces again here at Petco tonight. The place to be,
yeah.
Young and old.
Some Cracker Jack at the ballpark.
Other scores, San Francisco leading Arizona 2-0 in the fourth. The Dodgers have rallied from behind. They're now leading Colorado up in Denver 5-4 in the seventh. Three to one, Washington. John Lannon on the mound. Bottom of the fifth inning, Denorfia, Richard, and then the top of the order, Venable. Denorfia fly to right his first time up. This one fouled.
Padres chipped away at that 3-1 deficit for a run in the bottom of the fourth and try to find themselves right back in this game. And then you just got to keep putting good at-bats together.
1-2.
Good fastball there by Lannon, nipping off the outside corner.
Swing and a miss. Denorfia chased. Lannon has his first strikeout. Brings up Clayton Richard. Well, the pitcher's best friend, that double play. Headley hitting into a team high 6th double play this year. And that was in the middle of 2 singles, and then 2 singles followed, but only 1 run resulted. Tried to bunt for a base hit, Richard, the first time up, but bunted right back to the mound, and Lannon took care of it. Another broken bat, but it's at the right fielder, Maxwell. That's the 5th broken bat in 5 innings as John Lannon getting in on the hands of Padre hitters. Here, high definition, folks. It's brought to you by Irving Hughes. Life is a lease. Negotiate well. Beautiful high definition pictures here for San Diego. So 2 outs. Venable taking a little extra time to allow his pitcher to get back in the dugout, get settled.
Yeah, both of these guys work so quick. You're not going to get much rest.
Foul back. Venable a single in 2 trips tonight.
That was a pitch Will would like to have back. Out of fastball, middle of the plate.
High fly ball, left center field. Morgan has to give ground, but plenty of room out there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th as John Lannon retires the side in order. After 5. .105 game, Padres in Washington. Padres floppy hats for you kids. First 10,000, 14 and younger. Presented by U.S. Bank. Get your tickets at Padres.com. See you out here on Sunday. First pitch swinging. And Chase Headley takes care of the leadoff man, Niger Morgan. Morgan, 3 ground ball outs tonight. Well, Richard has had only 1 trouble spot, 1 bad pitch.
Yep.
Infield single, a walk, and with 2 outs, Willingham got something he liked and drove it over the 396 sign in center field for the 3-run homer and the 3-1 lead now. That's the first home run given by Richard at Petco this year.
Josh Willingham just looking for a first pitch fastball, got it, and hit it out. Not many balls hit hard tonight.
Not many go out straightaway center.
Straightaway center, yeah. And really on both sides. Both guys moving their fastball in and out, changing speed, Richard throwing a nice breaking ball, Lannon throwing a good changeup. Bats breaking, not many balls squared up tonight.
Strike 3. Caught looking at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, the third strikeout for Clayton Richard. This leaderboard brought to you by Los Primos Mexican Food, 18 Southern California locations, home of the Monster Burrito. Most career home runs in the last 5 years plus this year. Albert Pujols, no surprise there, but look where Adam Dunn is, just 7 behind Pujols. He's at the plate and takes a strike. He's got 10 this year.
40 years over, he'll be near 40 like he normally is. Power to all fields.
Strikes out a lot, 50 times this year. Former University of Texas Longhorn. He too was an outstanding high school quarterback. Threw for 4,700 yards as a senior in high school in Texas, 44 touchdowns.
You touched on, he's going to strike out some, there's no question. But you know, a guy that's going to walk a lot. He walks a good number of times. Going to hit you some homers, drive in runs.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wow, he says. 2 strikeouts for Clayton Richard in the 6th inning. Another 1-2-3 frame, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Eckstein Gonzalez. Your energy savings expert for locations, visit fandiego.com. For ceiling fans, go to Fan Diego. Now John Lennon, who came into the game with a 5.55 ERA, only 1 win all year, lifetime 0-2 against the Padres. And he's in the lead 3-1 as we go to the last of the 6th inning. Eckstein got it going in the 4th with a double that hit the foul line and left. Came home on Gonzalez single. And the count 2-1. Padres about hit Washington 6-3, but the Nationals have the one big blow, a 3-run home run. That ball is hit well down the left field line, hooking into the corner and foul. Had home run distance. About 10 feet foul. Trying to put a dent in a brick out there in the Western Metal Supply Company. Small dent, mind you. But they all count.
Tried to get in on Eckstein. And
punched by the mound to the second baseman. And Guzman takes care of Eckstein. 1 out to Adrian Gonzalez. A ground out and an RBI single.
That last pitch by Landon, that's been his best pitch all night tonight, is his changeup. And again, it gives you good arm action on it, and the hitters have been out in front. That's been the pitch tonight that's done a lot of the damage as far as broken bats are concerned, is that changeup.
And Tony, he's getting some quick outs.
Yeah.
Here he is, 1 out in the 6th. He's only thrown 67 pitches.
Well, the one bad inning, the fourth inning for him. He gave up 4 hits, but only 1 run.
Two and 0.
These last 2 pitches, both breaking balls. That's the pitch we haven't seen very much from Lannon tonight.
Might have been out of the strike zone, but Gonzalez ready to rip. Couldn't find it. Three and 1.
Yeah, here the last couple of innings. Lanner's only had success locating that ball.
That ball hit well to left field, but not well enough. Willingham actually has to come in to make the play. 2 out. And Chase Headley steps in, grounded out and grounded into the comeback or double play in the 4th inning. And it's puzzling that Headley truly believes he's a better hitter right-handed. It's his natural side than left-handed, and yet the numbers claim otherwise. He's 203 right-handed and less than that with an 0 for 2 tonight, and 308 left-handed.
Well, most switch hitters hit mostly from the left side, and so guys get comfortable swinging on that side that they swing from the most.
And he says that's the thing. You don't see many left-handers, and when you do, especially here in the West, you're seeing top-notch left-handers.
That's exactly right. I mean, you know, to be a hitter in the National League West, you got to be pretty good because you're going to see top-notch pitching.
I mean, Kershaw left-hander, Jimenez left-hander, Jonathan Sanchez at San Francisco. You saw Jaime Garcia the other night. So when you do get the hit right-handed, it's a pretty tough hurler out there. Another 3-1 count, but the Padres unable to take advantage of some 3-1 opportunities tonight. Two outs, no one on here in the 6th. The Nationals on 1 swing. 3-run home run, have the lead 3-1. Swinging at a 3-1 pitch and an easy chopper to short. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. After 6 at Petco. Lannon and the Nationals ahead. Still just $5. So many favorites too, like Blazing Buffalo Chicken, $5 all day, every day. Subway, eat fresh. Now after 6th inning, the totals: 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and no one left for Washington. San Diego 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, and 3 stranded. As we go to the 7th, Clayton Richard, who's been most economical, 60 pitches thrown in 6 innings. That's the best we've seen all year.
60 pitches.
And a strike. Starting off Ryan Zimmerman. It's Zimmerman, Willingham, the home run hitter, and then Desmond, the middle 3. Jim Riggleman's batting order. One and one, talking to Jim Riggleman, your manager in 1994 in San Diego. The way Richard's pitching is going to be tough to get the story in, but I do want to before the end of the night because it says a lot about you. Ground ball swept to short. Hairston across for the out. 1 away, and that's 8 in a row since Josh Willingham homered, and it's Willingham stepping in now. And that year, 94, was the impending strike year, and everyone knew it was going to happen at a certain date in August. And your bat, you were just hitting well over 400, that streak of yours. And Riggleman said, we knew that in a weekend series, if we could just get you about 10, 11 at bats, you might get 9 hits and you could hit 400. And there was a situation, you were getting your share of hits, and it might happen where there were runners in first and second, no one out, and you went to him and should I sacrifice? He said, we're trying to get you to hit 400. But it's just another sample of why you were such a good team player.
Well, he's, unfortunately for Jim, he was the manager that took me out of the game when I needed to single.
Right, he brought that up too.
I know, and I just really feel bad for him because, he was doing the right thing.
1 and 2, they were trying to save your legs and knees. You were having trouble with your knees. They wanted to keep you, going that year.
Right.
If there wasn't a strike, that you had a legitimate shot at the way you were swinging the bat to hit 400. What'd you finish at?
394.
394.
Yeah.
But
and of course,
3 more leg hits and you'd have had it. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and they were talking about it today when I went down to see him today, and of course that's the first thing people brought up.
Fouled away, 2 and 2.
Was the fact that he took me out of the game, and then we were up 11-1. It was one of those things where you totally get it, and I felt bad for him because nobody's done it in club history yet.
Yeah.
And I'll be glad when they do. That'll get him off, people off his back.
Because you only needed a single, you had the 3 tough ones. 2 and 2, grounded to third, foul. The other way, he said, I think in jest, that used to go by his manager's office. 93 got the job as an interim, then in full season 94. Then he lasted a couple of games in 95. And you just say, how you doing, Skip? How's Skipper? How you doing, Skipper? And finally said, well, aren't you ever going to call me by my first name? Swing and a miss. That's the second out as Willingham goes down. The 5th strikeout for Richard. Now 9 in a row retired. Aren't you ever going to call me by my name? And supposedly he said, well, Tony, I don't think you're going to be around long, Coach. I don't want to know you by first name. Not true.
No. Yeah, Riggs, when he left here, he went to Chicago. And, managed there for 3 years. And he's always been around the game.
Uh-oh, that ball's hit really well to left field. Off the bat of Desmond, back to the wall, gone. A home run for Ian Desmond, and it's 4-1. His 4th of the season, and this is the big young shortstop we saw in batting practice. He was peppering shots into the upper deck, that one into the lower tier.
That time it looked like he stayed back on something off speed. Turn that over a little bit. And boy, he's got big time power. You see Salazar try to get back to the wall and play.
So 4 hits allowed by Clayton Richard, but 2 of them home runs, and a 4-1 lead. High fly ball, center field, giving some ground to Northia. And another quick inning, but Desmond blasts a home run, his 4th, and it's now 4-1 going to the 7th. And you can stretch your dollar at your San Diego Hyundai dealers. Get more MPG, more value, double the warranty. Online at SanDiegoHyundaiDealers.com. Fans enjoying the rooftop heat of the fire pit. Undoubtedly watching on television, listening 1090 radio as they can peek into the stadium and to Petco. And if they're Padre fans, they don't like what they see on the scoreboard. John Lennon, with only one win all year and a 5.55 ERA, has a 4-1 advantage as we go to the home half of the seventh. Torrealba, Salazar, and Hairston scheduled to hit. Jorvit doubled to right field and singled up the middle. A couple of base hits to raise his average to 287. 1-1.
Well, that last pitch, that's been his bread and butter tonight. That's been the thing that's gotten him out of trouble, is that changeup.
Spins down and away for the right-handed hitter. Sounded like that might have been a broken bat. Shortstop across for the easy out. 6-3 gets Torrealba, and Oscar Salazar an infield hit in 2 at-bats. Workmanlike effort by John Lennon. He's only had trouble in 1 inning, 4 hits in 1 inning, but only 1 run scored. That was back in the 4th.
Yeah, really, both guys. This has been one bad inning, with the exception of the home run in the last half inning by Desmond. The 4th inning was the inning. 3-run homer by Willingham. Padres scored a run, but had 4 hits in the inning.
Out of play. $23,468 at Petco tonight. Hope you'll be with us tomorrow night. Matt Latos, the sizzling 22-year-old right-hander, against J.D. Martin. There's a line drive, one hopper, boxed and picked up. The long throw pulls Dunn off the bag. Safe as Salazar. That should be an error on Desmond. He didn't field it cleanly, and then, even though it was smashed hard, and then the high throw. So E6 is the official scoring.
So, kind of handcuffed Desmond, but the throw is high. Adam Dunn felt like he had tagged him out, and it sure looks like he got him.
He got him before Salazar's foot hit the bag. He's got him right there. Tough call for the umpire. First base umpire Tim Tashida. So a man on for the Padres here with 1 out in the 7th, and Jerry Hairston up. He's grounded out twice. Another broken bat. And the put out at first base. 1-3 as Salazar moves to second. Goodness. I mean, we could build ourselves quite a bonfire here after the game tonight, just with a broken bat supply. 7 of them.
That fire would last all night long. We've got a lot of firewood tonight.
And just, usually when you're just sawing them off, you're thinking about a guy rearing back and throwing 95, 97 mile an hour heat. But Lannon is just keeping the ball in on the fist, hitting the right spots. 84 pitches made, and whenever he's gotten behind, and there've been some 3-1 pitches made, he's been able to get a ball in a spot where the Padres just don't get solid wood on it.
He's thrown so many of those changeups that you're almost scared to go up there and look for the fastball. The fastball is not going to be the overpowering fastball. It's normally 87 to 89, but he's throwing that changeup enough to get guys thinking about that changeup and out in front.
Storn and Slayton getting ready in the Washington bullpen. Denorfia at that change again, way out in front. And Lannon is ahead 2 strikes. Runner at second. 2 out in the 7th. Every run's a big run. Pick up this one and stay within 2 of Washington. Time starting to run out. Last of the 7th. Base hit to center field. Here comes Salazar. Here comes the throw. No, it goes to second base, and it's 4-2. Denarfia delivers. That's a big run. That puts your club in a position where one base runner brings the tying run to the plate. In fact, here is the tying run coming to the plate in the form of pinch hitter Nick Hundley.
So he got the fastball up. And it's an easier ball to get to for Denarfia, and he hits it right back up the middle. Drives in the run, and Padres back within 2.
Hundley had a big double in yesterday's game. 253, as you can see, his average with a dozen runs knocked in and a couple of home runs. As Clayton Richards' night is through. Terrific effort again by Richard here at Petco. 2 mistakes, 4 runs. 3-run homer and a solo shot, both with 2 outs. Always a smile. He may be the happiest ball player I've ever seen. And this could be all for John Lennon. Let's see. He's thrown 87 pitches. And Jim Riggleman says, go get him. Want to make sure he still felt he had the good stuff. And probably also, you know how we want to pitch Hundley, you know what could hurt us.
This is tough for Nick Hundley, too. I mean, coming off the bench. You got a guy that's not overpowering with the fastball, but his changeup's been so good. You don't want to just jump out there at the first thing you see.
It is out to right field and at the right fielder, Justin Maxwell. So he comes cold off the bench and swings at the first pitch. And the inning is over. A run unearned. 4-2. For the Sequan Casino postgame show immediately following the game right here on Channel 4 San Diego. Sequan Casino, San Diego's vacation getaway. Joe Thatcher comes in. Just a postscript on the postgame show. The ratings indicate so many of you fans appreciate the great job they do. The ratings are outstanding for the postgame analysis of our Padre games. And pleased to hear that. Great job they do in our Channel 4 studios. So Thatcher comes in. He'll face Nieves, the pitcher spot, and Morgan.
Clayton Richard pitched great. 2 mistakes cost him 4 runs.
4 hits is all he allowed, but 2 of them home runs. There's a strike. 7 innings, 4 runs, all earned, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts for the Padres starter Clayton Richard. Now Thatcher. Joe appearing in his 13th game, 7 1/3 innings, only 3 hits allowed, a couple of runs. 9 strikeouts in 7+ innings. Swung on and missed. It gets away from Torrealba, so the out has to be made at first base. Ooh, a dangerous lob thrown by Torrealba to Gonzalez. Alberto Gonzalez of the Nationals is going to pinch hit for Lannon. And now he's being called back by Jim Riggleman. It'll be Michael Morse to hit. Check Morse's report card in this 2010 season. Hitting .286 with 4 hits and 14 at bats. 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter.
Morse, former Seattle Mariner product. Nationals team has some tall guys on it. Adam Dunn and Zimmerman and Michael Morse.
Out of play. So the starter, John Lennon, shows you can beat him with kindness. You don't have to overpower him. But his control was very sharp. Ground ball, Eckstein on the outfield grass. 2 away. Top of the order, and Niger Morgan. 3 ground ball outs against Clayton Richard. Just 1 walk from Lannon tonight, 5 strikeouts. Check that. Let's. No walks and 1 strikeout for Lannon. So that's a man that's been offering about 4 walks per game coming in. No walks tonight.
Yeah.
Morgan almost ran himself right into a fastball. So 3-0 now to the leadoff hitter Morgan, top base stealer. Lefty against lefty. 2 outs, no one on here in the 8th. A 4-2 game. You walk him, you can bet he'll try to steal.
The first 3 at bats, you see a guy like Clayton Richard, sinker, slider. Now Joe Thatcher, 3/4 slinging.
3-2.
That might have been Niger Morgan's best swing of the night, because Thatcher, to me, seems like he would be a very difficult guy to pick the baseball up.
Especially as a left-handed hitter.
Yeah, as a left-handed hitter, because he hides the ball really until the last second. Big sweeping breaking ball.
Another good swing, and that one clips back into the second deck. Looking ahead, home half of the 8th inning, it'll be the top of the order for the Padres. Venable, Eckstein, and Gonzalez. Thatcher trying to keep it a 2-run game. That's popped off third. Headley won't have a play. You're just joining us. A big inning was the fourth. Infield hit with one out. Guzman, a walk to Zimmerman, and Josh Willingham, a home run over the center field fence, his 10th of the year. Swing and a foul out of the glove of Torrealba. Padres got one back in the fourth, doubled by Eckstein and an RBI single Gonzalez, but Headley hit into a double play. Torrealba and Salazar followed with singles, but the Padres got only one run on 4 hits. Then a solo home run by Desmond in the 7th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So a couple of strikeouts for Joe Thatcher. 8th inning gone for the Nationals. Padres with a couple of innings left. They trail 4-2. For the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim, fans, so help send your favorite Padres to the game. Cast your ballot at Padres.com. 2010 All-Stars, vote early and you can vote often. Vote tonight at Padres.com. New pitcher is Tyler Clippard, who has a most unusual record for a relief pitcher, and all of his appearances have been in relief. And look at his record, 7-3 for a relief pitcher at this stage of the year.
Good ERA. Opponent's only hitting $1.83.
And Will Venable will lead it off in the 8th inning. Down low, ball 1. That means he's entered games that are tied, and they've hit a home run or have scored a run for him to win, or he's entered a game and he tied it up and then they got a run for him. But 7-3, and we're not out of May for a relief pitcher. It's amazing. And change up, 1-1.
Good change. Fastball, low 90s. You saw his change up. Pretty good little cutter.
Late on that swing. 93 on the fastball. Clippard is from Port Richey, Florida, 40 miles from Tampa, and went to the University of South Florida. Strike 3 called. Venable caught looking. One quick out for Clippard. And David Eckstein, a double in 3 at bats, a couple of ground balls to second, and scored one of the San Diego runs.
Padres need to get a rally going. top half of the lineup coming up here.
Paper airplane floating into right field, or some object fielded out there by Maxwell. Tossed it, a tennis ball, it appears. Next time trying to get on there and represent the tying chance with a man on deck, Gonzalez. Ball one. Matt Capps has been the closer for Washington. He has 16 saves. This fellow's been the setup man with 7-3 record, not a save. Two and 0.
Capps they got after he was released from the Pirates, and you look at this young Nationals bullpen. Capps is 26, Clifford is 25, Storen is 22.
Yeah, normally they're grizzled 30-year-olds, 35, 36 that are out in the pen, and that was a complete renovation project for Washington. They had the worst bullpen in the league last year. Over 5 ERA composite for the bullpen. Foul back, 2-2.
When Jim Riggleman took over as the interim manager, he changed some things. He wasn't happy with the kind of play he was seeing, and he was not opposed to bringing them out early and practicing before games.
Did that today.
And I saw that when they were here last year. Came out, took PFP.
Out of play, changeup.
So he's kind of helped change the culture there, and got the job full time here in the off season. And you see the Nationals are at 500, right there in the thick of things. I think the fans in Washington a little bit more excited about the prospects for the Nationals.
That one loop foul down the bullpen area. Another well-played carom by our ball girl.
Not afraid. Stepped right out there and grabbed that ball before it got out to the outfield.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Eckstein. 1 out, no one on here in the 8th. Padres down by 2. Drying drive, base hit to right field. Good piece of hitting by Eckstein, who hustled up the line because that ball fielded on 1 hop by Maxwell, and he might have had a chance to throw to first.
Eckstein was taking no chances.
His second hit.
Line that ball to right field. Maxwell kind of dropped to a knee, but Eckstein's running hard as soon as he hit this ball. Gee, Maxwell just not really thinking about taking a shot at first.
He was shallow and right and gets the 1 hopper. They had a chance.
Yeah, Larry Walker, that was his play. You hit a ball like that, he was coming up throwing the first.
Here's Gonzalez representing the tying run. He's knocked in 1 tonight. Takes a change up on the outside corner. Grounded to second. Line to single to right center to drive in the run in the 4th. Got Eckstein home. Flied medium deep left the last time up. Popped up and out of play. Way up into the second deck. Padres with twice the hit count, 8-4, but Washington twice the run count, 4-2. Difference between singles and doubles and home runs.
Exactly right. You get those. Earl Weaver's favorite, the 3-run home run. Singles are hard to overcome those.
A little extra on that fastball upstairs at 93. Latos against Martin tomorrow at 5:35. 1 o'clock Sunday. Garland and the veteran Levon Hernandez. And then the Mets in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Fireworks on Monday, Memorial Day. 5:05 game. Try to get Gonzalez to go out after that outside fastball. There's young Latos. Word is spread about his terrific talent. He is such a big old colt as a kid.
So people probably kind of forgot about him because he didn't pitch at the end in September. But
he chases the ball upstairs. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and Gonzalez goes down. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Clifford.
And this is a ball that just challenges him up in the zone. Looked like Adrian tried to go out and hook that ball with that finish.
It's so tough. He's such a talented hitter, but when you don't have any protection behind you, and you got to take a chance now and then, go after a bad ball, think that maybe you can hit one out on a bad pitch. Headley takes it high, ball 1. Change up. He's 2 for the last 17 on this homestand, Chase Headley, and his average showing that down to 271. It seems like yesterday he was the one Padre with a 300 average. Change up again.
That was one in the middle of the plate. And Headley got a pretty good rip at it. Just a little bit off the end of that, but
that was just in the heart of the plate.
Yep. Elevated.
Torrealba would be next.
It was telling Clifford because that was a complete miss. He wanted that ball on the outside corner off the plate. Instead, he missed up and inside. And this is a situation where, sure, you would love to get the home run to tie this game up, but it's really about keeping the inning alive, keeping it going.
2-1. Again, the ball was up.
Clifford's got enough giddy up on the fastball to get that ball by Headley.
Originally signed with the Yankees in 2003. Finally made it up to the Yankees briefly in 2007. Then came over to Washington in a trade. 2-2. Line drive foul.
Can't catch them all.
Send her to a higher league if she did. 4-2, Washington leading it. Eckstein at first, 2 outs in the 8th. And the 2-2 pitch coming up to Headley. Fly ball, center field. Can of corn for Morgan. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and a man left. The 5th man stranded tonight by the Padres. No one stranded. In this comparison, brought to you by the San Diego County Toyota dealers. Well, 1969, the Montreal Expos, now the Nationals, and the Padres entered the major leagues, and there is the comparison of victories. Of course, the Expos had some great teams. Pretty close, 3,000 and over. And in the same year, 2 American League teams expansion. California Angels and the Kansas. No, that wasn't the Angel year. It was the Kansas City Royals and the Seattle Pilots. The Seattle Pilots, who became 1 year later the Milwaukee Brewers. So Ryan Webb comes in to work the top of the 9th inning, try to hold the fort and hope that something can be mustered in the bottom of the 9th. 4-2 Washington, and they got the big hitters coming up here. Guzman, Dunn, Zimmerman. Anyone gets on Willingham. Guzman a single infield hit to deep short in 3 at-bats and scored along with Zimmerman, who walked, on Josh Willingham's long home run to center field in the 4th inning. Ryan Webb, this is his 10th appearance, 11 innings total, 9 hits and only 1 run, with a .214 batting average against. Ground ball swept to second baseman Eckstein for the first out. So Joe Thatcher goes an inning, excuse me, Tony, and 1, 2, 3 struck out a couple.
Yeah, Thatcher, again, the bullpen for the Pods has been tremendous, and Webb comes right in, gets a ground ball. And these guys are throwing strikes, they're working ahead in the count. And when this offense gets going, when they start to put some runs on the board.
Swing and a miss. Adam Dunn has flied twice to center and struck out. Only 4 hits for the Nationals. Oh, they've made them count. 3-run home run and a solo home run. That's hit deep to right center field. Venable going back, and that ball is off the wall right at the Dunn likeness there in right center field, and he settles for a stand-up double and must be thinking, man, that would have been a home run in my home park, as Ryan Zimmerman comes up. So Dunn just misses the 3rd home run of the night for the Nationals. And Adam Kennedy, the infielder, former teammate of David Eckstein with the Angels, will be the pinch runner.
Dunn all over a hanging breaking ball. And when it left the bat, I thought it might get out of here, but stays in the ballpark.
Adam Dunn out and Adam Kennedy in on this eve of a Friday. Zimmerman struck out, walked and scored, grounded to short. Now a chance to pick up an insurance run here in the top of the 9th with a 4-2 lead. And a strike, 94 miles an hour. Zimmerman with 25 runs batted in, and Willingham on deck, the leader with 34.
See Adam Kennedy in your screen bouncing around out there, acting like he's looking to steal third base. And now David Eckstein's going to kind of creep in a little bit, kind of keep him close to second base.
Chopped up the middle. Hairston behind the bag. He got him. What a play by Gonzalez. How did he keep his foot on the bag and then one hop at 2? That is as tough as they come.
And he saved Hairston there of an error in the Padres of a run. And Adrian able to kind of shuffle his feet a little bit so that he could give himself a little bit of room to field the ball and stay on the bag. And you see him shift his feet, able to keep his foot on that bag long enough
Hairston had plenty of time, and instead of squaring up and throwing, he made a very awkward play. And lucky to get the out. Well, good fortune with a man like Gonzalez picking it. They're going to walk Willingham, the 3-run home run hitter. His 35th walk of the year, and they'll take their chances with Ian Desmond, who hit the solo home run in the 7th inning. So the number 5 hitter with a 3-run blast, and Desmond hitting 6th with his 4th of the season. And ball 4. That almost came back over the outside corner. So they don't take a chance on Willingham pounding another one. He goes to first. Desmond tapped to the mound, grounded to second, and then homered into the left field lower deck. First and third, 2 out. Slider outside.
Padres take a chance on getting the young hitter out instead of the veteran Willingham. Being around, he's already hurt him with the 3-run homer. Put him on, go after the young guy, Desmond.
Bunted, and it's a good bunt. Here comes the run, and it's a successful squeeze. Beautifully executed by Desmond. Makes it 5-2, an infield hit. And there's just no play at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's perfect execution by Desmond. He shows it late, puts it in a good spot, surprised Webb and Headley with it. He's got no play, and that's a base hit and an RBI.
So he's hit a 380-foot home run and knocks in another run with a 35-foot bunt. That's a big run.
Pretty heads-up play, too. Because you have to be successful in that situation. You know, most coaches are going to say, hey, swing the bat. You've got power. You know,
right.
Maybe hit a home run. And instead, he sees the third baseman's back and drops a bunt, gets the run in.
Overthrows that fastball. 2-0. Justin Maxwell, the right fielder, has popped to second, struck out, and flied to center. Nationals on just 6 hits, have 5 runs tonight. 2 on, 2 out. Chop to third, foul. Well, in the last of the 9th, San Diego will have Torrealba, Salazar, Hairston scheduled. The Dodgers did beat Colorado 5-4. And the Giants lead Arizona 3-0 in the 8th. The other National League West. Swing and a miss at a changeup. So if the Padres can't rally, the Dodgers will pull within 1. Full count.
Good pitch by Webb there. Power fastball. Trying to nip off that outside corner. Now with the full count, the runners will get a running start.
Willingham from second and Desmond from first. Grounded weakly to short. Hairston, that's a tough play. Just does get him. Bang, bang play. But a run for the Nationals on 2 hits. They leave 2. 5-2, their advantage. and at the end of this holiday, Padres would like you to come out and join us as we honor our military with a special USS Midway tribute. And stay after the game for a spectacular fireworks show presented by Neutralite, exclusively from Amway Global. Get your tickets at Padres.com tomorrow, or tonight for that matter. Monday, Memorial Day, a big day of baseball. The Mets and the Padres will open a 3-game series. This is the leading save master in the National League, Matt Capps. He has 16. Torrealba leads it off. He's 2 for 3. And a strike. Adam Kennedy stays in. There's Willie Harrison left, and Adam Kennedy stays in at third. Check that at first base for Adam Dunn, and Zimmerman stays there at third.
There's Adam Kennedy, first base. How about the job Matt Capps has done?
There's a drive into right center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. So Torrealba, a 3-hit night for the Padres, gets this 9th inning off on the right foot. 9th base hit for San Diego tonight.
And there, Capps got a ball up, and Torrealba didn't try to do too much with it, just served it into right center field for a base hit. See, this ball is up in his own slider. And Torrealba didn't try to do too much, just serves it out in the right field.
He's really an efficient hitter, isn't he?
He really is.
Good 2-strike hitter.
And he's not one of those guys afraid to hit with guys in scoring position.
Here's Salazar. He takes a strike. Salazar popped to short, safe on an infield hit to deep short, and he hit the ball to the shortstop on a smash the last time, but it was boxed around by Desmond, charged with an error, and when he threw high to first base, that led to a run, unearned run, in the Padres 7th. Ground ball back through the middle, out over second base, and the flip isn't there. Shortstop Desmond trying the glove flip to Guzman, and it's stuck in his glove. Another error. And the tying run will come to the plate. Well, there's a generous piece of scoring. We understand the score has given Salazar a base hit on that.
He gets in on Salazar. This is a ball. Desmond should have just gone ahead and tried to throw the ball to first base. Instead, he tries to get fancy with the glove flip, and it goes behind Guzman, and there's nothing he can do about it. So it'll go down as a base hit, but that's one of those mistakes the young shortstop makes.
Mental error.
Exactly.
Get the out. The batter can't hurt you if you get the out at first base with one out. Instead, no one out, and you bring the tying run to the plate. And Jerry Hairston, we've seen what he can do in this homestand with a couple of big home runs, decisive in the 2 victories against the Cardinals. Fastball, 94. And a chance for San Diego in the home half of the 9th.
Again, like I said before, I mean, we all would love to see the 3-run homer, but it's really about just keeping the inning alive here. Trying to get a base hit, drive in a run, move a runner to third.
Fouled away. That one sails way back into the second tier. So Capps quickly ahead. 2 strikes on Hairston. Chris DeNorte on deck. Center fielder Morgan just moves about 15 feet into right center field.
I saw that late swing by Hairston on that fastball.
High and away. 96 on that one. One has to figure that down in the hole it'll be Matt Stairs that'll come up to bat in the pitcher's spot.
Well, now it's Matt Katz's game. Nobody throwing in the bullpen, so you got left-handers down there on the bench.
Nobody out. 2 on for the Padres. Torrealba single to right center, and a generous scorer single to Salazar. One ball, 2 strikes. Jerry Hairston Jr. Chop toward third. That's a tough play. No play. Bases are loaded. Infield hit for Hairston. You couldn't have taken your bare hand and rolled it to a better place.
Sure couldn't.
Padres on a single to right, and then 2 infield hits have loaded the bases with no one out.
Jerry Hairston just kind of topped that sinker, and it rolled down the line in a perfect spot, and so Padres have an opportunity to get back in this game. Look, good sinker by Capps, and he just tops it in the perfect place. Zimmerman bare hands, but he's got no play at any base. The Padres had a bases loaded.
As DeNorfia steps in, Matt Stairs out of the dugout into the on-deck circle. 5-2 Washington. No one out. Tying run at first. The winning run at the plate. Another chopper, and that's foul. Changeup. DeNorfia, an RBI single. Lined a single to center field in the 7th inning to bring home Salazar, who had made it on an error at shortstop. And a ground out into scoring position. So one of the new members of the Major League cast, Chris DeNorfia. There's the veteran Stairs. Had a big pinch double the other night against the Cardinals. Just missed.
That was really a hanging slider right there. That ball was up in the zone. He wanted that ball down and away, and instead got it right in the middle of the plate.
That did look like a strike, and pitch track said it did catch the top of the strike zone. 1-1. Infield looking for a double play. They gladly give up a run for a chance at 2. Ooh, another tight ball. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-1. Man, that's 2 pitches that somehow Tom Timmons behind the plate didn't see as strikes. Base is loaded, no one out. The action pitch, 2-1 coming up. Line drive, base hit. 1 run scores. They will hold Salazar at third. Everyone moves up 90. It's 5-3. Good hitting. Another RBI for DeNorfia on his second single. Still no one out. Tying run in scoring position. And here comes the veteran Stairs to hit.
And that's what I mean. You just kind of keep the conga line moving. He got a ball up in the zone again, and DeNorfia lines it into center field. Like you said, everybody moves up 90 feet. You're a run closer. It's now 5-3. And now you can actually tie this game without having to get another base hit. Just, good execution on the offensive end, and you can possibly tie this game without us having to sweat out another base hit to tie this game up.
Yeah, a couple of long fly balls will get the job done. Try to stay out of the double play. Well, the veteran Stairs 2 for 3 against Caps, including a home run. As a pinch hitter this year, he's 3 for 17 and 3 runs batted in. 2 of the 3 hits doubles.
For me right here, I'm going to be weary of this first pitch sinker. Cap's looking for a double play ball to help himself get out of this inning.
These fans, 23,468 on a Friday night, treated to some drama here in the bottom of the 9th inning as the Padres try to rally. Big swing. There was that sinker.
And that one he got up a little bit. I think Matt was just a bit too quick on it, but so far tonight, Matt Capps has gotten balls up in the zone, and if you stay patient, you're going to get something pretty decent to hit.
Salazar at third, the tying run Hairston at second, the winning run DeNorfie at first. 5-3 Washington, no one out, bottom of the 9th. He had a good cut.
That was out on the outer third of the plate. See, that ball's out there, 96 miles an hour.
That extra inning game the other night, it was Stairs double into left center field in the 8th inning that gave the Padres the 1-0 lead, only to find St. Louis tying it with 2 outs in the 9th. Slider, hard slider in on the hands. Second 4-hit inning for the Padres tonight. They got 1 run out of the 4 hits back in the 4th. 1 run in here in the 9th. Bases loaded, no one out. 4 straight singles, 2 of them infield. Ball 2. This is the value of having a Matt Stairs who's seen it all, been through it all, knows his role. 2 balls and 2 strikes with the bases loaded. Ball 3. 96-mile-an-hour ball upstairs. How good is this? Capps now has to throw a strike or throw the Padres a run.
It looks like it's Capps' game, too. Nobody working in the Nationals bullpen.
Strike 3 called. Came in with a slider 3-2. Oh, my. 1 out.
Gutsy pitch by Matt Capps. Matt Stairs sitting all on a heater 3-2, and he throws him a knee buckling slider right in the heart of the plate.
1 out. Tying run still out there at second base. Winning run at first base into the top of the order, and Will Venable. Single in 4 trips. Single back in the 3rd. A line drive to right. Eckstein on deck. Fly ball slicing into the left field corner and just out of the reach. And the left fielder Willie Harris. You look at that outfield alignment, Tony Gwynn, and right fielder shaded toward right. Look at the hole in right center field, and Venable has been able to find that gap more than once this year.
We talked about it earlier in this inning. Matt Capps has gotten some balls up in the zone, and if you're Will Venable, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for something up in the zone that you can yank into right center field, and then the race is on.
Fouled out of the glove. Actually juggled and back into the glove of Nieves. So Capps jumps in front, 2 strikes. He was ahead of Stairs, 2 strikes. Count worked to 3-2 and got him looking on a hard slider. Five-3 Washington. Hairston carrying the tying run out at second. Capps making the young hitter Venable wait. Swing and a miss, and he pumped the 95-mile-an-hour fastball right through the swing, and they're 2 away as he strikes out Stairs and Venable with the bases loaded.
And he elevated this fastball. It was wanted that knee high, and instead it was waist high, and well, right by Will. He's not happy about it.
Now it's up to David Eckstein with 2 outs and the bases loaded. The Nationals, and it's in part due to the effectiveness of Matt Capps this year when they've led going into the 9th inning. They're 22-0. And the Padres trying to hang one on the Nationals that has not occurred all season long. Eckstein 2 for 4, a single and a double. Fastball strike.
David's ability to put the bat on the ball. You feel good in that situation. He's probably going to do that. Let's see. Right field was shallow. Nigel Morgan shallows up in center field, so you're going to have to make a fielder go to their left or right to get 2 runs in.
Chop toward third. Zimmerman's flip to first, and the ball game is over. The Nationals win the first of the 3-game series, 5-3, as Matt Capps works out of his own troubles. And what kind of game is this? The Padres had 2 innings tonight where they had 4 hits, and they got only 1 run in each of those 2 innings. Meanwhile, the Nationals on 2 long home runs come away with a victory, 5-3. And we'll check the final totals from Petco Park when we come back.